It's
It's
alright, it's
okay.
alright.
Yeah.
And we're live over here at the Grand Prix Trois-Rivieres.
Bruh.
First PSRLA
That
race
is not how
ever
you
in
say
Canada.
that.
Alright guys, we can finally begin then. I guess we can put this in the bloopers before the actual start of the race, but whatsoever.
Yeah.
Canada, one of the most beautiful countries in the world, but we are not talking about any tourism yada yada yada, but we are here for the first ever PSRLA points paying event in the history of the league. But what a way to start here for some little bit of Canadian tour right here at Circuit Trois-Rivieres here at Quebec, Canada for the 10th race of the 2024 PSRLA Truck Series season. And this is the Can-Am 125 here at this said track, but I don't want to pronounce it again because I might screw it up because whatsoever. Hello everyone, this is Sergio Alonso in the booth again for the Tourist 7 Network special presentation here with us today, and you know what? We are about to end this month of May with a bang energy. No, I'm kidding, but yeah. Whatsoever, but hey, joining alongside me are drivers in the over at the PSRLA Top Series, which these guys will race tomorrow on the same track for the Combos 180. Joining alongside me are driver for Celeritas Racing, Cody Smart, and driving for my very own team, Lozovic Charette. Hello, guys.
Hey.
Hello, hello.
So I know earlier before the start of the broadcast, well, Cody Smart screwed up Troy's Rivieres.
For Pete's sakes, I thought this would be the bloopers, man. Oh my
But yeah,
goodness.
anyway, so Lozovic, since considering you're a native here, and this is basically one of your two home races over here at the PSRLA Cup Series, but now with this truck, guys, will be the first ones who will try, and considering there are some Cup Series drivers that are racing with us today, well, what are your insights about? Is there any parts of the track that we have to focus on, or what corners to avoid, and or what are the overtaking opportunities here in Circuit Trois-Rivieres?
Well, the most notable part of this track is, I think it's turn 3. It's where the big arch is. That's usually when the drivers mess up and sometimes run into the tire barriers over there. Otherwise, turn 1, it's basically the best opportunity to make overtakes at this track, but it's very difficult to overtake because it's a street track, walls are closed, and it's a very tight track.
Yeah, considering. Okay, Cody, you listen, you listen. Let's see if you can do that
Yeah, I
tomorrow. But
listened.
yeah, but so Cody, since I'm not really sure if this is your first time racing in Circuit Trois-Rivieres, even you pronounce it wrong, but I don't care. Well, with basically what Lodovic just said about the track, well, are you expecting everything for tomorrow's PSRLA Cup Series event here?
We have seen some calamities that we have, well, I'm just gonna say unprecedented calamities in the last couple of weeks that we've seen racing, including the All-Star Weekend at North Wilkesboro, which was arguably the worst one. I've seen so many flips and cursed wrecks throughout the entire season, and I think this track might have no exception. The corner I'm going to be very concerned about, especially for the Cup drivers tomorrow, is going to be turn 9. From what I see here, if Wikipedia proves me correct here, there seems to be a pit entrance near that sharp corner, which could lead to some, let's just say, wreckage and flippage. Yeah.
What he
So
said.
that's going to be my trouble corner, would be turn 9, near the pit entrance.
Yeah, so basically we have to focus on turns 3 and 9. So those are what they said, the focus points for the track, but of course 13 laps of racing for this truck, guys. And to note with you guys, there will be no cautions in road courses as per the PSRLA rules. But anyway, let's have to look at the point standings here. So RB Gardner gets it done. Well, currently he's tied with Wilson Hunt in the points lead here with 274 points towards the championship. John Jazz in the number 79, who's currently sitting on the pole right now. Well, yeah, he is. So John Jazz sitting on the pole right now with, but he's 4 points behind. Christopher Bracken 5 points behind. Then there's Leighton ABR just starting second with us here, 20 points behind. Brett Hill 21 points behind. Daniel Silla 21 points behind as well. Kyle Ottawa 22 points behind. Joy Tardamella 25 points behind, and John Barrymore 28 points behind, tied with Josh and Neely for the point. But yay. But of course, well, the Truck Series drivers are looking to have a very close points battle here, maybe until the end of the season, as we are crossing into the probably almost the halfway point of the season already. But hey, we're almost there. But hey, of course we have to look into the starting lineup here for the Can-Am 125 here at Circuit Trois-Rivieres. So on the pole here again is the number 79 of John Jazz for RLM Motorsports. Alongside him is the number 7 of Leighton Aviard. Followed by row 2, do have number 15 of Ty Walker for SD Motorsports. Alongside him is the number 97 of William Donuts. Row 3, the ESPN King Not Really, Denny Johnson. Alongside him is the number 41 of Joshua Neely. Row 4 had John Barrymore. Alongside him is the number 52 of Phantom Chapel. And row number 5 looking here, Tremere Gondorzilla. Alongside him is the number 97 of Garrett Lovedell. So Ludovic and Cody, who do you think is gonna win today's Can-Am 125 here at Circuit Trois-Rivieres? I almost said Jill Villeneuve, but we are still at Trois-Rivieres.
Oh my goodness, that's even worse than my outtake.
I think it's gonna be Leighton AVR because you said John Jazz is the pole setter. He's actually not, because the inside lane is where the pole setter is at. So I think it's gonna be Leighton AVR. He went 2/10 faster than John Jazz in second place in qualifying, so he seems to have incredible pace around here. So I think he's gonna win it.
Oh, my bad. Leighton Aviard is on the pole, not John Jazz. Sorry about that. How about you, Cody?
I gotta say, street courses call for a lot of calamity. I'm probably gonna pick maybe somewhat of that random somewhere in the top 10. Now, I haven't paid attention to Coda very much, but there was one person that impressed me a lot at Coda, that was William Donuts, so I'm gonna stick with him for the win.
Yeah, William Donuts, that guy who gets spun out at Coda. But anyway, but not a bad prediction, but you know, I would say Ty Walker in the 15. SD Motorsport looking good here, especially with Cetus Kilgore winning that race at Charlotte last week. Let's see if the SD Motorsports will hold that momentum as. Here we go, 13 laps of racing here as the pace trucks coming in. Ludovic, do the honors!
Et pour 13 tours ici à Trois-Rivières, dans la PSRLA Truck Series, on est vert! And I said it a little bit too early, but on est vert à Trois-Rivières.
And there's looking like we had a collision here as we crossed into the green flag racing here. But hey,
Go here at the Canadian GP. Oh wait, that's not it.
and there you go. Looks like, here we go. Here's the turn 3. Let's see if Leighton Aviard can hold on. And ooh, he almost hit that barrier that we've been talking about here. Let's see if these guys can clear this barrier. Looks like all of them did. But let's go back into the lead here as I believe John Jazz clears. Ooh, Leighton Aviard fell back to third here after William Donuts coming through. He's right there in second right now as the field looked competitive as heck right now.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
how do
must
you?
say, going through the oh my bad, but going through the
No,
hair
go on.
penalty, John Jazz has that lead, has that advantage over there as Avion is filling off a little bit. Here's the driver I'm talking about, William Donuts, as we're going to sector 3. That's on you.
And I'll say sometimes the first lap is sometimes the first lap is basically the only lap where you see overtakes here. It's a very hard track to overtake at. So John Jazz is in a great position at the moment, and he seems to be leading by almost a second now. So that's going to be very great for him. It's but he needs to be cautious because the exit of this turn I think 3, is very important because after that you have a very long straight, and in that straight, it's also a place where if you mess up that turn, you can get overtaken pretty easily and fall back to the field.
Well, basically that's the case here, as here we go. Looks like John Barrymore passing Joshua Neely. I believe that's for 6th. There would be some little bit of battles between positions in the mid pack, but as for the lead, not really, as I believe John Jazz looking to clear here, and I believe Tremere Gondozilla almost made contact with the 75 of John Barrymore. But going back here, looks like John Jazz is clear right now. It wasn't really the first time that we went overseas, especially with the exhibition race that we had at Monza with the Cups before the start of the Cup Series season last year. But hey, at least some of these guys already have an idea on how good could be a road course racing overseas can be.
I mean, I have to agree with you right there. There are some huge differences, though. Not often do we see series like this enter these street circuits, but compared to them in historical circuits like you said, Monza, or possibly other tracks that we may go to in the foreseeable future, I've seen Suzuka Circuit being used multiple times over. I've possibly seen Montreal or Canadian Tire being used. This circuit is different. This is full street. This is something you'd expect at St. Petersburg or Long Beach, but we never go there. So this is a unique challenge for any of these drivers over here, as we just saw the 97 William Donuts just got loose out of turn 8, but recovered at turn 9. Good for him. It looks like we're going to have a 3-track battle for the lead here in just a minute.
But so far, John Jazz pulled away for a bit here because of that mistake by William Donuts. Let's see if Leighton ABR can do something to change the course of this race here, as looking like we do have a great view here. You know, that this camera view was very similar to what we have at Montreal, which will be next week. But hey, there it is. John Jazz with a clean pass. Hopefully no one overshoots here. Looking good, since there were not really any side-by-side battles here right now for anyone to make a mistake here, and it seems like, yeah, everyone were able to pass clean, as John Jazz still leading.
These guys are showing a lot of discipline. They're very not much pushing the limits here. It's probably because it's a street circuit. Most of them probably have never ran or have almost never ran on street circuits, so that's why. And also here, except for the start-finish area, this track usually is a bit bumpy. It's public roads, and it's not the most used street circuit, so it's not the one with the most finances to repave the track often. So usually the streets around here can be very bumpy.
Well, that's the case here when racing over at street circuits. Well, we could probably see the same situation over at Chicago. I believe that's the only race, only remaining street circuits in the schedule once we get past the Trois-Rivieres. But hey, at least we could get some insights with racing over at street circuits, especially when PSRLA considered exhibition place over at Toronto, maybe even New York, who knows.
I tell you, I remember my time at the Toronto street circuit here. I mean, a couple weeks ago, I was given the opportunity to test out a GT car. I was ecstatic for the opportunity since I've never driven that thing. And you know me, I usually struggle at these road courses like this. Second in the GT class in qualification, and was about to win the final 10-lap dash. Unfortunately, we don't have a replay since it's a third-party source, but let's just say my steering wheel was off and hit the left tire barrier in the final corner.
Yeet. Well,
Yeah,
by
those
the
Not a
things
great way to
happen.
end the debut. Not a great way to end the debut. And I was so close to winning in that class too. Like, yeah. Well, at least
well,
it's something to talk about while we're waiting for battles to happen.
oh well. Well, it seems like these guys have a significant gap from each other. Look at John Jazz. Look at William Donuts. Even Leighton Aviard, who started on pole, fell back to third, and there's no looking back for these guys. You know, sometimes they say road course is boring, but well, I mean, there could be pit stops. I'm saying that there could be, but I'm not really sure when. But
Yeah, and
No,
that's
yeah,
why I
that's-
talked about
that
the trouble
would throw
corner
every-
number 9 over there.
oh yeah, that's
That would
also
throw
and
everything off.
Daniel Silla is out of the
Oh,
race.
no.
Oh, no.
I think he hit the
What
barrier,
happened
but
to he's in the net.
him?
I believe we're going to see the replay side by side here.
No,
So-
does he have damage?
Yeah,
Or can you show the other
significant.
angle?
It doesn't look like much at all. Maybe it looks like a mechanical failure or something.
Actually, when you go into tire barriers around here, it can sometimes just not give a lot
Ooh,
of
yeah, the
visual
Sturgis
damage.
as well.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That's for
yeah,
sure.
There was an incident.
That's probably turn 3, I'd imagine.
Yeah,
If he's only going... Yeah.
It's probably
okay.
Daniel-
Now these guys need to be
Ew.
careful!
Uh-oh, now we have a battle for second as a result, but we'll be right back with that battle in a minute.
you know, if this is actually a, if we are really strict with the PSRLA rules, there would be a caution here. But good thing it's a road course and it's PSRLA. We don't have any cautions. So let's see here as we
Yeah.
went through halfway with John Jazz officially leading the halfway point of the race. And you know what? Let's give me this opportunity to give a shout out to my former high school crush whatsoever who's living in Vancouver right now. I hope you're doing well, and hey, it is what it is. Canada. Yeah, obviously there's.
It's the other side of the country, though. It's
I know.
it's literally the opposite sides.
Yeah, obvious reasons. I mean, most of the, there's most of the Filipino diaspora in Canada mostly live in around Vancouver or Alberta whatsoever, but around Eastern, not really so sure. But there are some guys I know who are in Toronto, so yeah. Montreal, not really sure. But yeah, I'm just really proud of the Filipino diaspora in Canada. So that's why we chose to have a race here in Canada. Not just one, but 2 races in the Cup Series.
That is interesting to say.
Jazz
It
pull
looks
away
like-
again.
Yeah, and while
Jazz
you
pull
are going
away.
to say that, while you're saying that, my friend, William Donuts have held off Aviard for the second position after that big mistake based off of an earlier incident.
Well, because of some yapping between Daniel Silla and Yanis Terzic, well, that battle for second became a factor here. So Yanis Terzic and Daniel Silla are out of the race. I think Daniel Silla is back in the track, and there he is. Probably a bit of a problem, but Yanis Terzic is the only driver who retired so far. Not so sure what happened to Daniel Silla, but hey, we saw that replay over at the left side of your screens. But it is what it is.
Yeah, that's going to be a total mystery to us until basically the end of the race. So, I'm going to be real with you all.
Ooh, looks
Yeah,
like these guys
but,
are close.
A single wreck could change everything here because it's so tight of a racetrack, and when you have literally no place to go when there's a wreck. And so it's probably what happened with those two guys. One of them just spun around or hit the tire barrier, and the one behind just didn't have time to avoid it. Because it's very hard, especially when these guys are in a braking zone and turning, and then there's just a car that's sideways through the track here. It's very hard to avoid an accident. So maybe if something happens in the midfield, we could very much see guys maybe just in the latter half of the top 10 just maybe fall, having damage and having to pit, and that's the end. So it's not over until it's over here.
Well, you're right about
Yeah.
that. Well, meanwhile, well, since John Jazz currently holds the lead right now, well, he's now the driver with the most laps, so this is gonna be an additional points towards the championship for John Jazz. Well, let's see here as, ooh, I think William Jones was able to close, but let's see, once we cross the line, let's see the gap later on. But, hey, well, John Jazz, of course, probably a dominating performance for him. As look at William Jonas was way too aggressive coming into turn number 1.
Probably should have saved that till you're actually trying to pass the truck. I've seen it way too many times myself. People who go that aggressive and somehow manage to pull it off. All you're doing is trying to form the fastest lap in the race, and you think that would be good, but it's punishing your tires much more than you think. And with not so many laps left in this race, you're probably in the position where you have to do that. For William Donis to contend for this win, he needs to hit his marks perfectly. And hopefully that will be just enough to be able to fight for the win when comes white flag.
And I'll be honest, people who follow the Canada Series in real life, they know sometimes crazy moves happen at Trois-Rivieres. They just can. It happened multiple times that they're just the top two wreck out in the final lap, the guy in second place trying to overtake the guy in first place, and so it's definitely the drivers around here can be very aggressive. It's especially considering how hard it is to overtake. Sometimes you just need to stick it up to the inside. But at this point, he's over a second away. Even if he is aggressive, I don't think there's a way to actually overtake except if Jazz does a mistake, which does not seem likely now. Because there is a big gap between between 5th and 6th place. I don't know what happened over there.
Yeah, well,
Not only that, truck 29 seems to be slow on track. I don't know if he got the wall a little bit, or did he make contact with the truck towards the back, and now, whoop, there he goes, all the way to last truck in the lead lap.
well, considering he doesn't have any damage, I believe he just lost pace. But hey, we're almost closing to the white flag racing next time by as William Donuts. Oh, I thought he got close for a bit there. So hey, at least these drivers were able to stretch until the end. But here we go, coming into the white flag racing next time by. So here you go, white flag for John Jazz in the number 79. For RL Motorsports, started second, and looks like a dominating performance for this number 79 track for RL Motorsports.
He led every lap. That's what happens sometimes here.
But you know what? The most
Yeah.
important lap is the last lap.
I mean, you have a point there. You certainly have the point there, and it looks like even though we would have had a close battle for second after that incident on lap 5 or 6. Oh, and just as I say that, Cody the Jinxer might have struck again. Or not.
I mean, it's very hard to overtake in that last corner, so I wouldn't hope for anything, but maybe, just maybe, and
better exit by the 79 by the looks of it.
Here we go,
Not
49.
Can he do anything?
And here we
Oh,
go, looks like there's going to be a move, but no.
no.
I believe it's not gonna be enough
Oh,
here.
no.
As here we go, coming into the final corner, John Jazz with a dominating fashion wins here at Circuit Trois-Rivieres for the Can-Am 125. So yeah, congratulations to John Jazz And RL Motorsports, I believe this is their second win of the season. So what a great performance for these guys.
John Jazz certainly needed that because entering this race, he was 4 points behind the point. Well, actually, my bad. Looks like 9 points behind the points leader. Wait a sec. Oh, for Pete's sakes, I need better glasses. But
Now
regardless,
for
though, John Jazz will most likely take the points lead exiting this race. And for Leighton Aviard, let's just say Leighton will secure themselves up in a podium position in the standings exiting this race.
Well, let's see if that's going to be the case here once we are going to talk about it post-race. But hey, John Jazz, congratulations. And here's the rest of the results here. So I guess, again, mentioned John Jazz winning the race, followed by William Donas, Leighton AVR, Ty Walker, and Denny Johnson rounds out the top 5. Look at the gap between these drivers. Well, huge gap, as I mentioned. So, yeah, only one retiree, that is Yadis Terzic and Daniel Silla. I believe he's involved with accident with Yadis Terzic. That's why he went to the pits and 2 laps down. So, let's go see the point standings after this race. So here's the standings after this race as we are almost entering into halfway here. So John Jazz, second win of the season, now holds the points lead here, 315 points towards the championship. Wilson Hunt is in second with 15 points behind. RB Gardner 19 points behind. Leighton AVR 23 points behind. Christopher Bracken 25 points behind. Brett Hill 34 points behind, tied with Joshua Neely. John Barrymore 35 points behind, tied with Ty Walker. And Kyle Olwa hang around in top 10, 39 points behind. But of course, this guy is looking to have a close points battle here around. But hey, well, John Jazz has a 15 points lead, which is kind of comfortable for him considering the points system and the limited number of trucks in every race. So, final thoughts about this race, Lodovic and Cody.
well, this was a race that was okay, but honestly, John Jazz did something very impressive there. He just managed to pull away and was probably extremely consistent with his laps because he stayed about his second away, but never more. So it's just Trois-Rivieres. Sometimes it's just very hard to overtake around here. John Jazz had a good start. He had a great starting position, which was the most important factor here, and managed to pull away. And yeah, that was an okay race.
How about you, Cody?
I mean, not much passing at all. I mean, that's your typical for road courses, but with how tight the track is, it's really tricky to make any pass at all. I mean, our friend here has mentioned that it is pretty easy to only pass in 1 or 2 turns of the track. Even though we did have some battles for top positions that did look to be exciting at first, it seemed to be a cruise our way to victory, and that's what it was for John Jazz, even though William Donis put up an amazing fight towards the end of the race. Used Sector 2 to the best of anyone's ability in the entire race, may I add. He just wasn't able to execute turn 9 well enough to give the bump and send that turns 10 and 11 to succeed, but hey, I would take second place after not doing well at Coda. I'll give you that much. Helps you out in the next race that comes after this.
Well, that's obviously the case here, but hey, well, so with that insights, I'm pretty sure you're going to take that into consideration for tomorrow's race here. So good luck to both of you. So here we go. Well, thank you guys very much for tuning in for the special presentation of the Tourism Network for the Can-Am 125, the 10th race of the 2024 PSRLA Truck Series season. So next race, I believe we're going to... Damn, I lost that one, but hey, well, next race, of course, we're going to have a break again and returning to New Hampshire Moore Speedway for the running of the New England 200, which will be in June 21st. So there's a little bit of break again for this guy. So again, thank you guys very much for watching, and again, special thanks to both Ludovic Charette and Cody Smart for Dr. Morrow. So yeah, so long everyone. Congratulations to John Jazz.